he said he's on Southeast Asian time or whatnot, which is, according to his profile, it's Cambodia. So, which would make him currently 8:42 a.m. I checked, which means he also played during our time. So, unless he doesn't work, he had time to play. I presume he has time to chat, and if it doesn't happen tonight, it will happen another night. So for those of you who are kind of still there in Doom's chat, we're really super cautious about Smurf accounts and people trying to scam the community. And we've had it happen to us a couple of times, with especially with Mayo Cup. I forget which one it was, like Mayo Cup 2 or 3. And we had to restart the entire, well, not the entire bracket, but at least half the bracket. It was a Ukrainian player, Nico Malik, who was smurfing to be, I think it was whatever MMR it was, under 1800 or something. I don't even remember what it was, to be honest. I have to go look up the details. And somebody told me that this account belonged to him, and they checked, and W3C has a way to check most accounts and stuff like that, and your IP and all this stuff. There's that, and then, we banned him and a bunch of other guys, making 1,000 accounts and talking in the third person on Twitch about themselves and doing all kinds of random things. So we are going to have a powwow with you and me and this gentleman, Expert Vane, who won Mayo Cup number 6 against you in the finals. I would say you had a banger of a tournament. Like, a win's a win. I always tell you, hey, that's why the best of ones and double eliminations are really fun, because a win's a win. And you were towering. I mean, you got Grinchy with the Fire Lord with the. Was you got Grinchy's Fire Lord with the militia, right?
Yeah, I surrounded it. Yeah, I got lucky there. That was the way I rallied my peasants there.
That was good. And then, I casted I think it was the round 2 game against Expert Vane. I casted a lot of his games in the end, actually, and then the finals. And, be transparent. I find it a little bit fishy, just because nobody spams 600 APM in a game outside of you at this MMR. I think the only people that really do it are the pros, mostly. Leon, for example. So, and I saw that. And then I watched a lot. I've seen a lot of people who do cheat, who stream snipe. I've watched a lot of replays. I probably have cast it and watched more replays than I play. And then you see like certain like rally points, and you see how a player normally will like do things organically, and things were kind of like, let's go to the Goblin Merchant Shop. I'm spanning 600 APM and I'm doing this. Like that doesn't normally happen. So there's a lot of like little signs, and then looking back at some of the replays, they don't seem up and up, and like, obviously it could be wrong, and I'd prefer if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, fantastic, no problem. So then my thought was, let's immediately change the rules. New players, let's do a video voice call just to cement your face to your profile. And now it's, used to be 2-3 seasons to play, and now it's going to be 4 seasons. And if this stuff keeps happening, because there's people that, join the Discord and that stuff and try to get in and pretend to be other people. And then there's some people that have Discord accounts that have been in the community much longer than I have, that have multiple Discord accounts, and they just plant them in a Discord, and let's say in gym or wherever, and they leave it there, and then they use it when it's meaningful to them. We just had the Tim, that Call of Duty streamer, Tim Tam.
Yeah, Tim the Tab. Yeah, Tim the Tab man. Yeah.
So like one of his Discord accounts, not him. It could be somebody doing it for him. It could just be a spammer. Joined the Discord with all his links, and then you go look at this guy's profile. I didn't even know who he was until I went and looked him up. He's like that Dr. Disrespect equivalent or whatever. They're friends. I don't even fucking know. But you get a bunch of the bots and those fake profiles of people pretending to be somebody else all the time, and I don't know what to make of it anymore. I'm starting to get a little bit like depressed or sad, but I'm disappointed in a lot of people, but I'm also very frustrated with the amount of stupidity that we have to deal with. It's already a small community, and then look at the numbers now. It's like pretty dead, really. Like who's watching somebody play Direct Strike with 80 viewers? Like, not really. You know what I mean?
There's a big following for Direct Strike on Twitch. It's really crazy that anybody that streams Direct Strike basically you will have the support of the direct strike community. They'll just hurl to you. It doesn't matter. High MMR, low MMR. I don't know why, but they're all most of them are super chill. Krata, I think, is a moderator now of the DS community.
Yeah.
But like when you see direct strike, all hours, and everybody's trying to contribute to seeing people succeed, or they want everybody to increase their MMR. And they snipe each other. They're like, "I'm gonna search too." It's not like, "Oh, I'm ghosting you." No, it's more like if we need to get a game because you're 2600 MMR, we rather have a good game as opposed to one high MMR, the low MMR type
Yeah.
deal.
I played it when it came out a bit. I think it's a custom game. It's great, but it's like it's boring after a while. I guess I'm on an island on my own.
Yeah, I think the community. I think there's a pretty good sized community. I mean, there's always games happening, and you got the true grinders out there. I mean, grinders, but it's like Kratos said, yeah, it's crazy how they snipe each other. Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
It's true. And for anything for MMR, and my whole thing, what I really is integrity, and a lot of people will throw integrity away for $5, $10, or some fame that gets them nowhere. I find that fascinating.
Smurfing for $10 all over again.
Yeah, like in the long term, what do you gain from it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What do you gain from it? What notoriety are you trying to benefit from this?
Well, I think it depends where you're at in your streaming, and well, quotations, streaming profession or your job, because most people don't make it as professional streamers. It's looking at that girl recently that I saw on. There's a streamer that I saw on. I think it was TikTok or something. Somebody clipped it, and she was using a overlay cheat pack to kill people in Call of Duty, and she accidentally left it on, and people saw her overlay on her Twitch, and it's like, all right, but I didn't know her. I don't know her account. I don't know her Twitch numbers. I don't know anything about that. But I'm presuming that if you do something like that, then perhaps it benefits you in the terms of that you're top of the category, or maybe for some people it gets them at the qualifiers really quickly, stuff like that. Because wasn't there that one of the big TikTok big Twitch streamers or somebody who was cheating in like pro tournaments, and then there was one recently that there was somebody that cheated in Fortnite and for Epic Games. Did you see that?
The one I saw, there was a kid. This might have been a year or two ago. He was shown a cheat on Fortnite, like an aimbot, and he got banned. And he threw a temper tantrum and he cried. I think he was like 16 or 18 years old, streaming this and then showing it. And it's called accountability for your own actions. So if you show this to everybody and you're cheating, they're going to make an example out of you. It's no different than I think certain Valve games like Dota. It's hard because there's like auto scripts for pressing buttons to the exact time. But they'll take care of it. I mean, if you're cheating on street, they're pretty good about taking care of that.
I think the one I'm referring to, actually, there was a couple of them recently that I saw. I see them in passing, or see articles on them on X or something like that. But one of them won like maybe $7,000 or something in the winnings, and then they had to pay all that plus like damages and like $100-something-thousand in the end, so it ended up costing them more. So I guess if you're gonna cheat, make sure you're cheating to win and win big, because if it bites you in the butt, it's gonna get you good, right? Like, and then for all those that smurf or cheat or do whatever for $10, like it's just kind of stupid. But for us and what we've seen is it's the constant account making and persona impersonations of pretending to be somebody else because you ruined yourself as somebody previously, and then these people have the patience to put in time after time after time and day after day of 50 games on this account and 100 games on this account and 500 games on this account. I guess I was telling my wife today, I'm like, I guess all these people who I constantly see in Discord and all the Discord channels that I'm in, they're always playing a game. Like, so many of them. I'm like, I guess everybody works from home. Like, I'm the only idiot that hasn't been working, but that's going back to work, but I won't be able to do that because I'll be out of the house. But I guess if you could wing playing Warcraft 3 or Call of Duty or whatever, you could do it while you're doing your data entry on the side. That's real APM right there. That's real multitasking.
Who is it? Drew 418 Fiwa. He's like that too. He works from home. He's like, yeah, they only got me, 3 hours a day at work, and then the rest of the time I get Warcraft 3. I'm like, oh man, I'm jealous. Like, I get to work at a hospital. I don't get to play. I don't get to play. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I to be honest, I was trying to set up a Raspberry Pi at work in my office. So when I was there for like an extended break, if I had it, then I was able to play like in the retro NHL '94 leagues that I was in, because those are those are timed. So it wasn't like they take an hour, a little bit of a break from reality when I'm there, because you just want to get out of the building so bad. You're like, it drives you nuts. But yeah, I don't know where all this stuff takes us, because I've been telling people for a while now that I've, with my new diagnosis, and which was coming, which was going to come anyways. I don't have the energy, and I don't have the physical fortitude to constantly stream. Like I took advantage of it being home for the most part. Was that I was like, okay, I can't sleep. I'm in pain. My pain's on 15 on 10. Let me stream. And then I streamed practically every night since I've been home in, April, May, and then going into June. And then then when I got the medications and stuff like that, like then things started changing, and I couldn't do it as much. So like I could see it in my own history. I'm like, missed a day, missed 2 days, missed 3 days, and then that I haven't streamed. So I've streamed Friday night, and we're Tuesday, planning on streaming tomorrow, but I don't even have the fortitude to do it. So I'm like, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to you, and I enjoy talking to the peeps that do come out and chat and hang out and participate in events. But like, when this kind of weird stuff pops up, when you even have a question mark now about things because of what other people have done in the past, you're kind of like, how much of this do I really want to do anymore? Like, we're not making a living off this. Anything I make goes to, the tournaments and the cups and stuff like that. And, if I get a little bit of extra, like I'll throw, I'll send you a happy birthday, send you a hat, or Christmas time, I'll send somebody a game or whatever like that. Like, it's just, I don't know. I do this for mental relief of stuff, and to distract myself from the reality of what is, well, what is the reality of what is out there right now. I don't think anybody really understands that, but you understand that more than anybody else. So with your job and everything going on, and we've had discussions in the past about things and or what our opinions on what's going on and those kind of stuff. And I don't know. Warcraft 3 is in a weird state. Even though season 21 was really, I think, exciting for the end. Just all that weird patch stuff that came out. It's like, what did they do to the game that everybody's so disgruntled, and the Night Elf Discord's super excited, but everybody else is disgruntled. So much so that a lot of the, I think, because people have told me, a lot of players are not playing because of the patch, right? So
It's going to be interesting to see what actually goes live. Like, in theory, I can understand piercing against heavy armor, because I imagine, like, in medieval times, bow and arrow versus a soldier, a knight, does it really hurt the armor? Maybe, but they take reduced damage. But if we're keeping it strictly in game, I mean, it's a buff to others and a nerf. And then, like, because of that 10% nerf, I think about this. AOWs are going to be better because of heavy armor. Like, I don't think people actually really understand that. So they're going to be slightly tankier when they creep. So certain, like, troll camps, if it's heavy armor, when you uproot, they're going to take 10% less damage. So you can creep faster. Wyverns are going to be worse in the undead orc matchup. Archers are going to be super juiced, so they're going to be better versus ghouls. Rifles are going to be worse against grunts. Grunts are going to be better than headhunters. And I think in theory, like, grunts should be better than headhunters because you have this big, beefy unit. But the perfect control, you could actually kite the grunts. Is it more because of you want frontline units to be more prevalent in the game, or is it power rifle is still a problem, you think?
Poly rifle is still a problem, in my opinion. But I think the piercing damage change is 10% is significant, because it does change Not just archers. It looks like somebody's like, let's address archers, give them less damage and more health, more hit points. Oh shit, we just changed the game because we just blanket. I mean, it didn't go through yet, but we just blanket changed everything across the board. Does that hurt rifles? Yeah. Is that okay? Yeah. Is it okay for archers to be better? No. Is it okay if archers were better and defend was normal defend? Okay. What's the goal? What's the purpose? What are you trying to balance? Are you trying to find that perfect balance? Are you trying to balance a particular race? Or are you trying to change things up for the sake of changing things up because you're one man team with some AI helping you figure things out, and Microsoft wants results because they want to see where they're going with this, and they want to, maybe sell the game on Game Pass, or they want to pitch the licensing to another company so they make Warcraft 4 or something like that. I don't know what the answer is, but it seems like the changes are kind of like, let's throw a dart at the board in favor of, like it's not just this PTR change right now that they're going through. It's the heavy armor huntresses. Why did they do that? Right? Did they need to do that? And there was an adjustment period. Like people are like, what do we do with this? Like I can't use rifles and I can't use headhunters. It's like human. Just go tech one base, go to casters, right? For orc, what do you do? Get a couple grunts out, maybe start with a couple headhunters, and then tech immediately into magic because if you know if the huntresses are coming. But then if there's the keeper huntresses is the thing, right? Like it's I don't understand what's going on. I don't know who's talking their ear. I don't know who's serving them coffee or who's sending them care packages. I mean, for the longest time, what's the joke is that the grubby was the one making the balance change patches suggestions, and
Yeah.
I mean clearly it's not him doing that. I mean, I haven't heard. He's been playing League of Legends, but I haven't heard him say anything remotely like that. Like we need this and this and this. Like who can Remo? I don't think Remo made those suggestions, did he? So it's really strange.
Yeah, and then I just think about like these changes that I go, not that like I complain about balance, but I go, you're gonna go. I think what's gonna happen, we're gonna go backwards, and then I'm not sure if they're gonna. And I made this joke earlier. I go, or the other day, I was thinking about like Raid of Chaos and how the armor when they brought over from Raid of Chaos and they changed all the armor types into the Frozen Throne. I feel like something's gonna happen where, okay, this patch is gonna be heavy armor. But I still think medium armor is still so good. I mean, and we're gonna go like S tier now is gonna be heavy armor, and then like A tier is gonna be medium armor. A 10% nerf for an armor type, for a weapon type to an armor. I mean, if we go over it, headhunters, wind riders, crypt feeds. So like you almost force. Well, so what's gonna happen on Dead Mirror? You just gonna go ghouls, like Ghoul Guard Destro?
Yeah, destroyers is magic damage, right? So
Is it going to be like the old days where everyone went like Lich Garg in Mirror? Are they just. So who is this trying to appease? The pro players? Or is it the certain audience like the Asians? Or. Because I don't think it's necessarily the European pros that this is going to target towards.
who's making the suggestions? Who's coming up with them? I'm talking, and you and I are similar MMR and stuff like that, and I've come up the ladder and I've learned a lot playing and watching replays and casting now, and I've gotten to a point where like I understand what's going on. I still ask a lot of questions, the pro guys and great players and these things, but I can make an educated guess on things. I can also make an educated response on things. I can call a spade and balance numbers and do meta analysis and do man, like see all the freaking reports and data analysis I've done over the years and stuff. But so let's apply that kind of skills and that thought process to the game and look at. I don't really have the time to do like a Dondo analysis, although he's pretty good at laying everything out the way it is. I don't know. I just hope that whoever's got the steering wheel right now, in the long end, they're looking at not the tunnel vision of things, but looking at it as an entire package and the umbrella of stuff. Because if they keep doing these changes, like if let's say this PTR comes out and it goes through, I think you're gonna piss off more players, long-term players, not new players. It's already hard for new players to come in and play the game. It's RTS. You know, unless you're getting maybe some Brood War guys or some StarCraft 2 guys or stuff, like you're not getting new young players to play. They're not playing RTS, they're playing tablets. If you're going to piss off I'm going to say the doomers, the 35-year-old pluses that are playing, that's your player base. And I think Stormgate was looking at doing this. Stormgate applied, and I was in the pre-alpha from the beginning for Stormgate. So I didn't like a lot of stuff, and I saw some changes coming through, and it looked good, and that kind of stuff. And I thought the creeps was a great idea, and I think they were trying to blend like the Warcraft 3 community and the StarCraft 2 community together to make a new game to pull from both games, which would have been ideal because then you would have been the RTS for the scene, right? They screwed up a shitload. They screwed up. And then recently they released a lot of patches, did a little did big changes on the framework and stuff and how the races work, and they took out the creep camps. So now it's less Warcraft and more StarCraft. And so any chance of that happening, of pulling Warcraft 3 people, is like you're going to get maybe a handful that just play for fun. So forget that. That's not happening for Warcraft 3 fans. If that game did succeed and it really was attractive for the Warcraft 3 player, when stuff like this comes up, like, it would be easier just for the people just to pick up and go, right? And go jump into that game because they're already doing it. We see a lot of Warcraft 3 people they're playing Magic the Gathering, they're playing Diablo 2, they're playing, you know, all kinds of different things. People have been burnt out, and I don't think the pro players really, if any of this stuff really affects them too much, because how much has it changed things? Will this change things at the pro scene? I mean, it must.
Are they trying to slow down the game? That's the only thing I can imagine. I mean, it's a relatively slow game anyway, and I don't think ever a game is ever going to find the balance like StarCraft 1. Like, they even had the pros go back and ask them to revert it because of how perfect all three races were when they fought against each other. So when they broke it all down, and I know Tasteless was like, you know, they want to do a balance change when the remaster came out, and they wanted to change some things, and they go, please don't. I said, because all the pro players, and now you see StarCraft 2 in disarray. How many pro players? The scene is dead. There's hardly any money in StarCraft 2. You know, Blizzard pulled out years and years ago. GSL, that was the big tournament in Korea. And then you had some of these other big tournaments, and then they got rid of those. So now they go for more of the MOBA, high action all the time. But even like esports in general is a loss. Like, you're never going to gain more money investing than what you put in. Like, it's a net loss all throughout the board, which is crazy because then, like, in Saudi Arabia, they have that big tournament yearly for like all these games, and it's millions of dollars. But Saudis are absolutely loaded. Like, we have billionaires, they have trillionaires. But the problem is you don't know how much money they actually have because no one knows. Unless you know them, because they're mostly oil kings over there. It's no question. You talk, you know, they're like, Elon Musk is the richest person. You go, no. He even goes, no. The Saudis are the ones that have the money. So, and then you look at it, all these big events that they have over there. Not only that, but any professional sports, esports, millions and millions and millions of dollars, and it's like nothing for them.
I don't know. I mean, Elon Musk is definitely not the richest man in the world. Although they like to paint the picture of he's the smartest guy. He spends so much time on social media, and then there was that stint of him playing like Path of Exiles and Diablo 4 and all that stuff, and he was like top of the ladder and one, like, was it with Diablo 4 for something?
Hardcore, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you don't have the time to play this game. I'm sorry. Like, to me, you're a paid actor. Like, I look at him, he's a paid actor. It's all full of shit. Everybody buys that stuff, but the Saudis have money. I mean, it's like that's why WWE's over there, because they're like pretty much giving them all kinds of money. Be like, come put on a show in Saudi Arabia. Come, let's do Royal Rumble. Let's do this. Let's do that. So much so that the rumor still has it that they want to buy WWE and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, esports in general, I think, aside from the big stuff, or, you know, it's kind of dead. And I mean, is it dead in all facets? Probably not. But it's only as popular as there's going to be sponsors or advertisers. And if you don't have any of those, that means it's not worth it for them. So we are where we are. RTS games are still popular in the sense that they can sell and people can make money and play, but are they ever going to be as big as StarCraft 2, as Warcraft 3 was, as you know, maybe the the height of Brood War in the Asian scene. Who knows? I mean, it's all about quick money grabs. Nobody makes games to quality anymore. They release them broken. AI is doing a lot of the coding for things and the artwork, and they're saving money. Look, wasn't Microsoft just laid off like 9,000 people? Even and you see Bitcoin rising, and you see these companies doing well. But when tech companies start laying off people, that's when there's usually a decline in the economy. So I don't know where we go from here. I mean, I thought a couple of patches ago Warcraft 3 was in a good state from my understanding of going back, because I used to play it and I stopped playing it and it came back. I may have dabbled in it here and there, but looking back at all the past patches and all those things, it looked like we were in a good state, and then they start making some random changes and things like that. But let's be honest. What's the biggest changes people really wanted, if you had to guess?
Biggest change?
Or a couple, like on the wish list, like probably people overall.
Like another race? I know a lot of people want like another. If we're just talking about balance,
we're talking about balance.
Oh,
There's a couple of things.
Coil Nova to be nerfed.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. And Demon Hunter to like just get removed. Everybody just wants him obliterated. What else? And they want Priestess to be like redone. Everybody's complaining about Priestess of the Moon. They want some kind of utility or nerf humans. Well, humans are already nerfed, Krata.
You know what? I know what I thought they should have done with Priestess's Searing Arrow is made it into a multi-shot and reworked the damage, because I think then it would have scaled a bit differently, kind of like the Amazon on Diablo 2.
I was thinking like level 1 would be like 1 shot, level 2 would be 2 shots, and then level 3 would be 3 shots.
Something like that. Right?
And then just multiply the mana cost. Yeah.
Yeah. And then look at Farseer. Like Farseer's Farsight should be some kind of like either speed and damage boost, like a speed scroll, but it's a huge cooldown, or it should be some kind of reveal like fairy dragon, fairy fire, or like you can apply it to one unit for a temporary vision and minus damage, or slow, or something like that, something not too overpowering but useful. But then if you didn't do that and gave the Farseer another summon, he's like a different Beastmaster, so that wouldn't make any sense. So the Demon Hunter, you're like, okay, well, nobody wants to reduce his range on mana burn. Immolation got reworked eventually over time, and then it landed where we are now, where it's still stupid strong. But the thing is, it's the toggle on and off. Like there's no like incentive where it's like I go mana burn evasion or immolation evasion. It's like they can go mana burn immolation like all the time if they wanted to. So there's got to be like, you got to be punished for taking a certain route, I think, if you do that. It's like if your TC goes stomp and shockwave first, you're kind of screwed generally. Like you don't do that, right? A Demon Hunter should not be able to go both mana skills early on like that. But then look at the Farseer. Farseer has to do that. Has to go chain lightning. Has to go wolves. Podem doesn't do that. Podem goes Searing Arrow and Aura. And Keeper goes 2 mana ability, goes Entangle and Treants. So there's different things. So the biggest thing with Demon Hunter is that I think starting at the gate he's too strong. So maybe he should have 1 lower armor to start with. What's his armor starting at? 3?
4 or 5. It used to be higher because him and Blade Master used to both have crazy armor.
Right. But I think
it's like 5.
I think the best way to do it because that's an easy change and it's a little change and doesn't affect the entire matchups.
It's level 4 armor.
So out of the gate, Demon Hunter should have 1 less. So if it's 4, it should be 3, and then he would take more damage. So you would either go mana burn and immolation, but you're going to take more damage. You need to go evasion. That's what makes evasion stronger, because evasion really helps you reducing. With all the misses, you don't take as much damage. So it would give them, that Demon Hunter player, I'd say a little bit more damage they would take up front if they're going to go that route. I don't think that would change anything. I think that would just make it so they have to be a little bit more careful, either do one or the other skill sets, and if they go rush, like they should not have changed the armor for militia. I don't think that should have ever happened. I think that and the defend, if they wanted to change the defend stuff, but don't reduce it. Like what, it went from 100% to 50%, or what was the numbers? Like
it's terrible now. I lost the game versus Gritchy. I pushed him, and I watched my 7-footman just keel over and die to
Yeah.
like 4 archers
Yeah.
with the Fed. That's why I just tower rush everybody.
I think those things are needed. I'm also on the wagon of I think towers should not be available until tier 2. I think that would change a lot of things, except arcane and except Nerubian Tower. I think orc towers and ancient protectors should not be available until tier 2, and guard towers should not be available until tier 2, and spirit towers should not be available until tier 2. That would kind of eliminate a lot of the cheese stuff in general, and also would prevent like Blade Master tower into bats. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And I don't think that would change too much. It would just force people to actually go out on the map and play instead of doing one hero tower, tower. I'm okay for people going to rush with a tower. Like go call militia, go do it. But like the ones that tower up and then go mass bats or mass tanks or whatever like that, which we don't really see anymore, but we still see the mass bats. And the pros, like, are the pros building towers to no end? No. But it's a change that would help the top down type of thing, there's that, and what was the other thing? I mean, I know there's people that say moonwells are crazy and all that stuff, but I think the moonwells are fine. I think the piercing stuff with the armor, the heavy armor, is crazy. I don't know. I just find as I progressed with skill level and stuff like that, and it was getting fun, and then the couple of patch changes came and just like orcs rushing Tauren now all the time, like every game or every matchup, and it's like, it's all right. You can't even orc versus orc mirror. You can't eat the Tauren. Can't possess them with banshees.
They're cheaper bout giant without, you don't need the upgrades, which is crazy. They're not 7 food. Like if you think about that, okay, so we have tier 3 unit. I have a 1300 HP mountain giant, and I have to spend 400 wood. It's the equivalent. It costs 1 hero. It's like 450 gold, 125 wood, and 7 supply. And then you get a Tauren, like, 345 gold, and 80 or 100 wood. And it's like 4 supply. With pulverize.
It makes you wonder if mountain giants should have reduced life and are smaller, so you can have more of them.
And then the thing is, like, at 4v4, if they're bloodlusted, I can't click the enemy units because they're so big.
They're
so
huge.
You have to, and then, like, how many times mountain giants have been nerfed? Account create will, tell you about it. They used to have double taunt, like a delay. And then taunt used to do reduced damage. So it would, like, make them sturdier. And then, and then it gets weird because then you have to value keeper. And so they want to do all these changes. You want to have build diversity, but all you do is end up pigeonholing things. So because if it's no longer rock, paper, scissors, it's just, I do this or I lose. So where's the fun of off-meta strategies?
I mean, there's a lot of people trying off-meta strategies for fun, because otherwise the game's not fun, and you kind of get shoehorned into doing the same meta stuff all the time. I just opened up your Twitch stream on the right side, so I can see chat now. I keep forgetting that you're streaming, but Crowder says giants should be 5 wood.
You mean 5 food or 5 wood? And their build time should be 1 second, right? Just imagine a little lore. Yeah, 5 food. Yeah, 5 food makes sense. 5, and it's so weird because every patch, they're like, they can't decide, is it 6 food or is it 7 food or is it 6 food? Oh, we're gonna revert it back to 6. Now we're gonna keep it at 7. I go, at what point? Like, what are you trying to do? Because at most times in the later games, there's only like 2 maps in solo where they're viable, because especially like versus human, because of the map layout, where you could just have them in the front and you could have the archers in the back. And it'd be really cool to have like map dependent strategies, but all you end up doing is like the happy effect. You think that because one person plays this 1,000% more efficient than everybody else, you think that's too good.
Well, that's what ends up happening. And that's where we're at. That's what happened with Undead for the longest time, right? Because Undead was so good because of Happy, but not really good anywhere else, and they nerfed Undead to no end. We're at where we're at now, and they took out heal scrolls from the shop, which I think is not a bad thing. I don't think any of the races should have heal scrolls in their shops. But going back to our friend there, never answered me, by the way. I sent the friend request, and I sent messages in the who knows if that's going to happen. I highly suspect it will not.
And the plot thickens.
So tomorrow, presuming I'm streaming. We'll do some ATR tomorrow, and if that person magically shows up, then we'll do a pre-chat with that person. If you're on to, we can do it. See how that goes, but I will not allow them to play tomorrow night if the ATR Cup happens, and I will not pay out unless we do the video chat. So he will probably not show up in a while. I mean, I'm just trying to be careful, right? I don't want to. It's money that the stream generates that comes from the community that I want to put in the right places and not give it away and have everybody get screwed over because in the end it's only 35 US to that one person, but 35 US to you guys is 50 Canadian to me. Right? So it doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot.
That's pizza money. Come on, it's ridiculous.
It's pizza money, but it's pizza money for you guys, right? You didn't see the finals? You fell asleep? Oh well, you should apologize to Doomtrain. He got his ass smoked really quickly, but which I was kind of surprised about. So where do we go from here? I don't know, guys. I mean, it was 6 a.m. Doom can EMA.
If it was Stickler, you would have stayed awake, Crowder. You could EMA.
Stickler would have got his dumbbells and worked out it while watching.
Look at bro. I just go for the reverse gaslight. Easy clap, dude. I just manager special. You would have stayed 30 hours awake just to watch him play. Okay, Crowder? Unreal. You can't watch your homeboy make it all the way through the losers bracket. Yeah. After all we've been through. Oh my God.
Crowder's got pictures of him on the wall.
He's got pictures over the bathroom. Every time he goes, he looks up. This could be me.
He's like, and you got a signed picture of him framed. To Crowder, my biggest fan.
He gets a little teary eyed when he looks at it. He holds it like the Wolverine meme. He's laying in bed, and he's just cupping his hands. It's just a picture of Stickler. There's Crowder laying in bed.
You got to make a picture of that, Doom. You got to take the Wolverine meme, put Crowder's face on Wolverine, put Stickler in the picture.
Oh man,
do it. Oh, we're just bugging you, Crowder.
It's easy to do. Yeah, I don't. I kind of. So after the finals, I was like feeling okay to the semis, and I looked who I was playing against. I was like, I don't feel good about this because I was thinking about the first game I played against him, and it was just not the same element. To be honest, like not even in the same zip code. I was over here in the tunnels, and he's already out the door. And it was like he knew where all the movements I was making. I mean, we're playing on springtime, and there's a lot of things that could happen. But also, it's just I went MK just to try to get the rust off. But like you said the other day, he could have killed my MK when it was out of position.
100%.
Yeah, like I think it was by the shop or my natural. I think when that could have happened. Secret Valley, the headhunter control, deny the wolves, not giving me anything. Like I know it's coming, and he was splitting. Like I could do it, and the defense terrible anyway.
The splits were incredible.
Yeah. So like I'm trying to single-handedly rally my footies to each headhunter, and I just go, he's kiting. And then I'm just dead. And then the second game of Warhill, it was just the way I took a route. You just knew where I was. Like right before I left, I just typed OK, and I just left the game.
Yeah,
I was so flustered.
I saw that.
I was so flustered.
Again, being extra cautious. So, we'll have the guy on. We'll have a good time. We'll have a chat. We'll laugh about it, and then everybody will get their money. And that's it. I sent him a message. It is what it is. I mean, going forward, I know I've mentioned it before. I don't think we're gonna do the lower MMR cups anymore like this. Not because I don't want to, but it's also that then I'm constantly questioning myself, and it's like, oh, that person. Maybe I should have did a better job checking them, or maybe I should have been more stricter on the rules because I loosened up the MMR requirements for it. Because we didn't have a lot of players, and I want to make it at least competitive for you guys, and have at least 20 people playing and stuff like that. Otherwise, like For Wednesday's ATR, if we have 6 or 7 people, that's fine. It's just a quick little thing, fun, join, do something fun. But the mayo cups and the spicy mayo cups and the NA cups, like you want at least 20 people in there just to make it a little bit competitive. And maybe that's my fault for loosening it up and not like checking hardcore. But like I checked and I was like, all right, 2 seasons, but not realizing that we got out of season 22, season 21. Or are we in season 22 now? Yeah. We got out of season
Yeah.
21 really fast, and then 22 just happened. But there are still a lot of games played on that account, and I'll do I do my best. I go check all the chat history where I can find it in every Discord. I do as the best I can to compare notes to language that people use in the past and whatever. And it was more along the lines of, wow, this guy's playing great, fantastic. We get to this point. Wow, he smoked these guys. Wow, he's spamming 600 APM. He played smooth as butter. A little bit questionable in my opinion. But then, like, you go look at the Discord account. Discord account's 5 years old. Been in gym since May. Doing all the diligence of asking people for coaching, goes from 1100 to about 1600 in that time frame. Steady up climb. Seen a couple people do that. It's not typical, but it does happen. And then and then we see the game, and then I see the language, and then I see the language I'm getting in DMs, where it's very similar to other people, and that I think that's what really made me think like, don't think that's legit, but like I'll be happy to be wrong. I'd prefer to be wrong, to be honest. Innocent until proven guilty, I guess, but we'll see. That's why I made the little the little change to say, let's have a voice chat. Let's see your face, apply it to your picture, apply it to your account, know who you are, be a little bit more personable. Because for the most part, we know everybody that participates and stuff. And I don't think we'll be doing Mayo Cups anymore going forward. And I don't think we'll be doing a lot of the different things. I think we're going to cut back. And even for my own purposes, I don't feel well most of the time now. So, but if anybody wants to pick up those mantles and run them, I mean, I'll try to fund them through the stream if possible. And those type of things. I mean, we've done the Doom Cups before. We've had box cups before run through here, and
Similar to what you said, though, like with the Mayo Cups, is what happened to me with the EMA Cup last year. That people weren't happy with the MMR bracket that I set up for 1,500 and less. Because I wanted to have lower MMR players have a chance to be in the spotlight and win some money. Just to play and try it out for their own nerves and what have you. So I got a couple of messages. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to open it to everybody. That way you can have no complaints. And people are going to smurf. You're going to come out and smurf, but you're going to get cooked by the pros. And that's exactly what happened. Hipposaurus came in. Hippo and Sora. And Sora looked really good that day, too. And then I saw in the chat, because I talked to Barrett about it after, I said, it doesn't matter. You randomize the pool. And I randomized it again. And people were like, oh, well, I got this in the first round. I go, you complain about the MMR bracket that I have because you're above it. I put a hard cap because I want people to have a chance to play, like in a cup, to experience something of a competitive nature other than just ladder. And that's all it took for me. Because Baron's like, no, that's exactly how I feel too. And I go, you know what? A lot of ungratefulness. The same people that like integrity and gratefulness goes two ways. And the same people that ruin it for other people just don't care. So you piss in the pod and you ruin it for everybody else. So smurfing, cheating, ghosting, sniping, if it's an ego trip or to make yourself feel good, then here, you got what you want. And then those same people complain about when there's no tournaments, which makes me laugh. So you ruin it for everybody.
yeah, Baron's right
But yeah,
about that, 100%.
yeah, but these people wanted like all these accommodations. I go, dude, you're not happy. You're not playing for $10,000. It's $50 or $25. It's not like we have big sponsors to come by and just fondle your feet for you.
Well, Baron brings up a good point about the pros, and you bring up some good points. I've put aside money for the league for NASF. That's paid for. I have that. I put a little bit of money aside for NA Cup 17. I had a little bit more and I said to myself, I'll leave it on 150. We'll see if anybody wants to donate towards it. It doesn't have to be big time. I mean, the Golden Mayo Cup was an exception, a little bit too big in my opinion, but that was donations, and so we did it. You know, some of those pros that played left, and that's their choice. They left it, you know, the Discord, and they do what the other. I told Baron that, you know, one of the certain people I paid out had me pay out to a certain person that's banned from the cups and the Discord and everywhere. I did it, but I didn't feel comfortable doing it, but I did it. And then for, you know, for NA Cup 17 is that you know, I mean, I don't know what works and what's good and what doesn't work. So we just tried different things. We did NA Cup 1 to 6. You know, 1A Cup 1 to 5, collect points, do Cup 6. Okay, everybody likes this. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. NA Cup 7 to 16 was collect points, do NA Cup 17. And I've already had a couple people back out. And it's like, all right. And we had to take off Kadark. We had to take off CC 2000. We had to take off Hitman from the points, because they all were disgruntled about different things. Although Hitman, to be honest, said nothing to me. He just left. So to be fair, and then I'm always saying let's do stuff for the community guys. Let's do stuff for the GNL guys. Let's do stuff for Fountain Manor guys. Let's do a clan thing. Let's do this. You know, like let's have some of the pro guys, because they do ask. There was like last year when we did 36 players for NASF, I had a couple people ask me to do a division. I was going to keep it sub 1800, and then we ended up with Hitman, Stickla, Inspired, and a couple of people, and then 2 or 3 people bailed, and then the Stickla got the shit end of it because he ended up playing Hitman, and then Hitman didn't want to play, and then it ended up being Inspired, and I ended up paying Inspired out in the end because he was the last one that left. But like, if those pro guys were around in the Discords helping out or being a good community member, it would be totally different, but it's not. And then you have all these sub 1000 MMR guys who always I feel like are always like the guys that are really like super like into it and like trying to get coaching and trying to do different things and trying to win and do stuff. And so you want to do things for those guys like GNL. And then you have people smurfing and trying to like get into these events because I know, because it's been told to me, right? I'm too good to win and I'm not allowed to play in these cups, but I'm not good enough to win the other cups. That's not my bloody problem. Get better at the game, you know, like it's just a stupid excuse. And then there's certain people that are obsessed with ELO, like the ELO of things and not the MMR of things. And then there's the constant making accounts, and there's the lying, and there's the posting of inappropriate things in other Discords. Like again, like going back to, you know, like the Okram situation with old KYO and stuff. It's like, I'm not the morality police. Like, I don't want to police anybody's language and behavior and stuff like that, but like, there's got to be a certain line everybody doesn't cross, and there's got to be like a certain decorum of how you, I would say, act or present yourself. Like, I'm not talking about like, don't tell each other off or harass each other or give like don't harass each other, but don't like be a man's man, like bust balls, do this, fine, do whatever, like, you know, Doom, I can tell you go F yourself one day and then tomorrow will be fine. Like, there's that kind of stuff, right? Like, that's fine. But like Nazi posts and like posting like really like bad rhetoric in your Discords that are not, obviously not in our Discord, but somewhere else, and then taking people from the community and putting their face in like Nazi photos and those type of things. Like, why would you do that? And then you're upset because you got removed from the tournament or the cup because it came back, it was sent to me, and I don't feel comfortable having those people around either. And then you blame, well, they, you know, those people blame Baron, but Baron's not Baron's not the reason why they get banned from W3C and stuff, but like, they do that for themselves. Like, there's got to be a certain way. Like, if I went to work, Williams made this point, if I went to work and I did that, I would get fired, right? And I think there's a certain way to act. There's a certain way to go about things. I'm not saying don't swear. You want to swear. You know, I generally don't, but then there's times where I do, and you guys know when I'm upset, I do. You know, where do we go from here with that kind of stuff? Like, I don't want to be the morality police. I don't want to tell people that they shouldn't pause games during ladder and piss people off. Yeah, my wife knows when you're upset. But she was asking about you recently. She's like, "Where is he? He hasn't been streaming." I don't want to be the morality police and tell people don't pause and don't do these things and don't do these things. Like, he's been good. I gotta say, like, I don't know if he's here. Kissing if you're here in Twitch and Doom's chat. Like, I've got people have told me some like things about you, like you're a jerk and say stupid things to people in games and stuff. Like, you probably have. And I told you, as long as you're cool here and you don't do it anymore and you calm down, like, fine, no problem. Like, I know some guys were cool with that, of like really sometimes really salty on ladder and like just like say stupid things, not really bad stuff, but say stupid things. It happens. Like sometimes you get mad and get frustrated and you say stuff, and I get it. But like the other stuff, the bad things, the homophobic slurs, the this and that, like there seems like there's a lot of weirdos out there. I've been really frustrated with some of those characters. It's like, man, it's like how many of them are there? There's a lot. I mean, apparently there's a whole entire Discord about them. Like I just and it's not just Warcraft 3, it's other games too. But yeah, go ahead.
I think on a couple of things. So for a lot of the stuff, so what happened? I left a lot of Discords probably about 2 months ago. Not like the time when I left, because it was on me. And the other thing is, no one wants to take accountability for their own actions. And this is something that has been more prevalent here the last few years. It could be games, it could be driving. Get an accident. Oh, that was you. And then we have the dash cam. Well, you caught in front of me. It's at work. People make mistakes and they pawn it off like this. I think when the evidence and everything leaves a trail and you get caught red-handed and then you try to pass the bucket around to somebody else. So you hurt your credibility, and then the ripple effect is everything else around you. Because of one instance, then everything else is tarnished. And things like that, I don't know to what extent of things, because to be honest, I put my head in a hole. I used to hang out in a lot of like Twitch channels. I don't do that anymore. I used to hang out in a lot of Discords. I left all those. I think I stayed like 2. Yours, War 3 Champions, and mine. And we talk mostly about 4v4 and relationships and stuff. So it's nothing crazy. And we show cat photos. So I think we got a lot of cats. And then again, that I have my. We'll touch upon this too. That we have my boy, Mr. Tercet. Another guy that is so unhinged that baseless accusations of I pay mods, I do this, I do that.
How much?
I grief every.
I said, how much did you pay the mods?
Oh yeah, I mean he thinks like I pay them buco bucks or something, and then I keep the servers online every month. So the things that he has said, and then yesterday he got owned twice, and that felt really good. And I told him OUT, all caps, get out. You're right. A check you can't cash.
Some people do that. Kenny met your doppelganger.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, you know what? It's just people are so unhinged. They think they can say whatever they want behind a keyboard, and they think nothing bad is going to happen to them. But again, so we'll take. I'm going to take a picture of it and send it to you. Hopefully, it's PG. So it's like the whole Mango situation. I don't know, because he has a drinking problem. He was at a. What is that game? The Super Mario. The Mario. What is that? Oh, Smash Bros. Super Smash Brothers. Okay, and Mango is like a prominent figure in the scene for like 15 years, 20 years. Okay, I'm not really into I don't really watch a lot of other games, but he has a drinking problem. He's an alcoholic, and he was at a Ludwig hosted tournament. So this is again is accountability, but this is also you had someone enable your misbehaviors. But because of that, he got banned from Twitch. He lost his sponsorship, and he's been with Cloud9 for 10 years now, a long time. In esports, that's unheard of. Not very many people stay with a team or an organization, but you're enabling this type of behavior. But what I'm saying is, everything has accountability, and there's repercussions for your actions. So if it's people that want to cry about it, which I always laugh about it, oh, I did this, and they try to appeal, say like a banned game, or everything is a reflection upon you, no matter how big or small.
And Baron says the same guy who did the Nazi stuff made a server tag the N-word, which was true. It's just true. It did happen, which His clients are always innocent. You know, we live in a different time. People are really comfortable behind screens without showing their face. Obviously, we show our face. It's different. I would say to some degree, I'm a public figure. A lot of people know who I am. I don't mean in the Warcraft 3 community, but I mean in general. So I wouldn't want to like be that person that put their Discord tag as the N word. Like it's just stupid. Like, do you really think that's okay? What would all my black friends say that I grew up with and all the barbecues I went to and hung out with? Like they would look at me like scum of the earth. Like, why would you even consider doing that? Like, it doesn't. It's a reflection of you, right? So that's a reflection of them. And if they don't see that, well, one day they're going to get turn 60 years old and 70 years old, and then they might have to face face the music whenever time comes, and whatever happens in the afterlife. I don't know who's your judge and juror after. Like, I mean, I have my opinion on those things, but I don't know. I'm kind of sick of all the stupidity with people, and I've had we've had new people in this scene, and that's great. A lot of new players are great for the scene. I feel like we've made, as long as I've been here now, and I think now it's been it's going to be 2 years in August that I've been around off and on. I would say more now, because before I didn't stream a lot, but I streamed a lot in the last couple of months there. But I would say, like, you and I have talked for a long time. Williams, you make friends. People come and go. Some people, they got in real life problems. We all have in real life problems. People losing their jobs or losing their family members or being sick and those type of things. And I don't know if all these people have other problems in real life, but apparently they have a lot of free time because they can spend their time harassing people and pretending to be just different characters. Like, everybody wants to be known for something. I don't I don't know where we go anymore. I've rambled on enough the last 2-3 weeks about it. I don't even know. But I mean, the whole purpose of you and I tonight was to talk with our friend who just no showed. So we'll see what happens with that. But I've been playing some other games. Played some Diablo 2. Played some Brood War. Played a bunch of other games. Some companies reached out, gave me some CD. Keep saying CD keys. Oh, you youngsters, CD keys. Steam keys for some games on Steam. But I haven't been playing too much. My hand's killing me. And that's that, Doom. So tell me something else.
What are you interested in, Mike? Games. Like, I don't know. I kind of hit that wall too. Enjoyment. Like, Snot actually said maybe I should try Age of Empires 2, and I go, maybe I'll look into it.
It's really balanced, apparently. Really balanced.
So,
and big community for Age of Empires 2. I think it's not a game thing that I'm burnt out with. I think I'm burnt out in life with stuff. I got a lot of family stuff going on, dealing with everybody's nonsense and helping out, and that's really stressful. And then my health has come more than 20 years. Here we are, and you have this, Mike. You have diagnosed with fibromyalgia and this, and for the last couple of months, it's like, ooh, you have cancer. Maybe let's go check. Oh, you don't. Oh, you might have it. Let's go check again. So there's all these weird scares and stuff. But I had all these symptoms of things, and nothing was adding up. But for the longest time, it was just it was like, you're a man, suck it up, go deal with it. And I got to a point where I hit the wall. I had December. I had those 2 weeks off for Christmas break, and then I had paternity leave that was coming to me, so I took extra 5 weeks. So I was off for 7 weeks. I went back to work for like 3.5 weeks, something like that, and then I was dragging myself through work. I was like just dying, and I just went to the doctor last minute. Went to the office. Said, I got a doctor's appointment. I got to leave 10 minutes early. Is that okay? Yeah, no problem. Somebody covered me. And I went to the doctor's office. My doctor was on mat leave, maternity leave. And so was another doctor. And I was like, here's the situation. You can go see all my medical history of everything. There's all kinds of stuff on me. Here's the reality. Here's what I think's going on. What do you think? So I did all the tests. I did blood tests. I did, all the stool tests. I did urine tests. I did all that stuff. I did MRI my entire body. I did X-rays. I did ultrasound. Because I thought my appendix was going to explode, but it wasn't. Ultimately, it landed on everything's good. And then I had the colonoscopy, and then they took some stuff out, some minor surgery stuff, which was easy. And then I felt better after that. But I still suffer from like vertigo and those type of things from all my concussions. So talking about stuff that makes me feel good, I used to go to the gym 4 times a week. I used to play ball hockey 4 or 5 times a week. That was me, like I bench 250, no problem. I do this, and work full time and go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That was me. And then all these things happen, and all my work-related concussions, right? At work, of all things, at school, get kicked in the head. So those derailed me because I was, slimmed down to 195 pounds, gain all the way back, slim down, gain all the way back, and then got vertigo. Now got this, not allowed to play sports, destroyed no cartilage in my right foot, like none in my ankle, nothing. Can't do this, can't. So I can't even like bandage myself up and take some painkillers and go play sports anymore. Like I'm done. There's all that part of my life that's missing, and started replacing it with video games. I actually started trying to replace it with podcasting, which for the most part, didn't know what I was doing, but dove into that and did pretty well my second season in terms of like where I was going and the networking and possible careers and then opportunities and that kind of stuff. And that kind of went out the window because of my concussion, which led me into Warcraft 3 and you guys and all that stuff. And, casting and streaming is kind of like podcasting. So I like that. And I like talking to people. So I like doing that stuff. Now we're at that point where like I haven't streamed since Friday because I physically cannot sit here and do anything. Like I feel I am in pain, but I'm in okay right now. And I got these new meds. So I don't know if they're helping, but it seems like my gastro issues I talked to you about, they seem to be under control for the most part, which is good.
But
I forget the name of the medication, but we've been upping it every month, just a little bit. And then it's like, okay, well, this is good. So I'm like, well, let's not go anymore. Like, we don't need pain medication for the sake of pain medication. That's not going to help with anything. And so, but it's got to a point now where like, I don't think I'll be able to stream a lot. I'll probably stream a couple times a week, maybe going forward. Not to say I don't want to like contribute or like get people to help out in the community, because again, if we can get people to run cups and I can help them, I could help fund some of them, I'll do it. If we can build other streamer channels like yours or Phil's or Sunshine's or whoever wants to, then we'll try to figure it out and see if we can network. Like I've talked to a bunch of other guys that are non-Warcraft 3 related and see what they're doing, and they, a lot of people have some like big ideas about stuff, but it's very hard to get people to really work as a team for long-term goal, because everybody's thinking about themselves. But yeah, so in terms of like what I like to do and stuff, I like to do this stuff. It just, to what degree can I play? Can I get past 1600 now with my painful hands now? I don't think so. I think maybe the writing's on the wall for those type of things, but we'll see where we get hit by the summer, and then we'll go from there. That's my rant.
I approve this message.
I approve this message. It's funny. It's funny being. I'm not streaming, but I'm being streamed on your Twitch. That's kind of funny.
Streamception, no, it's like the same reason why, I tell this story too, and it's just so funny that we had a blizzard here in Buffalo. We had a blizzard, and it was like minus 30 outside. And I had some whiskey, so I had a draft in my apartment, so I had to move everything to the right, not to the left, Beyonce style. So I had to move everything to the right, and then I had 2 sips of whiskey. I was like, let me try this game. I haven't played this in forever.
Yeah.
And that's how that started. A couple of years ago now, how bad I was like, wow, they got War 3 champions? I was like, let me check this out. And of course, I get flayed my first game. And now I'm the flamer too. I used it the same reason because I was feeling a certain way about a few things and I needed to escape. Streaming for is my therapy. Is I've had some people really doubt it out and they reach out to me because of being so vulnerable, the connection of a human being. And not these BS facade, I'm here on stream to appease the masses, send me all your money, blah blah blah, right? Get views and stuff. No, being a real person is like everybody else, and but for some they want to treat it like TV. I find it fascinating in that way, but I also looked at I've got to help people Twitch as an avenue to just connect with people. Because for a lot of people, integrity, but a lot of people just suck, these days. They suck the life out of you. They suck money out of you. They suck the soul out of you. I'm not bashing everybody. I'm just saying, for some people, it's just like the small talk of nothingness. This really gets to me these days. Some people have to talk just to hear themselves. And the older I get, the less patience I have for that. Just like it's 5 seconds of quiet, I'm like, okay, it's got to be about 2 words. I'm like, you don't have to say anything. That's okay. Like you can just silence is okay sometimes. But it's like sometimes it's just a reflection, or like in their brain they just have to hear themselves, maybe just to not hear themselves, kind of type deal. But no, to your set too is I kind of replace certain things with gaming and streaming too, and it's nice that the follow we do have and the community and good, bad, or different, the exposure that we've had. So same way, that's how I look at it too, Mike.
I've replaced some mics with this stuff, and I mean that in real life. Like my best friends are Mike and Mike, and I don't see them anymore. They went on their way, and they're after knowing one since 5 years old and another one since I was 12. People change, and their priorities for a long time were drugs and alcohol, and then you try to help them out and be serious about things, and your differences, your interests change, and then one of them can't handle because they hit 40 and they had a midlife crisis, and they're picking up women with kids and figure I'm going to start a family with somebody who already has one, and then that's what they do and that's their business, but then they completely disappear, and that's fine. And you got the other one who's completely jealous and can't handle the fact that I got have a wife and have kids and stuff like that, and then that's something he always wanted, and then disappeared after the first. We told him our first one was announced. He disappeared for like a month. Calls me up and says, "Sorry, I was too jealous. It was driving me nuts." I'm like, "What? You serious?" So I didn't like that too much. And then, you try to help out, and I've gotten him jobs, and I've tried to help him. I've done his resumes, and I used to pay for his meals when he didn't have a job when we were younger because I was always working, and people do some shitty things and say stupid things, and he turns out he's on everybody's will and waiting for everybody to die, so they leave him money, and which ended up happening a couple times. And then the last time he disappeared, he found a woman, and I warned him, and I said, "Listen, I know you're older. It was the late 30s when this happened. So, but this is what's going to happen." I'm like, I'm not an oracle or anything, but I'm like, I'm generally right about everything. I have a good pulse on the situation of stuff. You're going to move in. This girl's going to try to get you to pay for everything, and it's not what you expect, and you have really bad expectations about, you think she's going to make you eggs every day, and you think a woman is going to slave over you for these things. I mean, that's not how it works. Long story short, 6 months, dates the girl, disappears, moves in with her. A month later, moves out. Then I start seeing him, and then he comes over in the summer, and this is, I think this is before. No, this was like right after my last concussion because I was home for a year, and I I told him he was here in the basement. I was doing stuff in the basement, and I said, "This is the only time I'm going to tell you. If you ever fucking disappear again over stupidity, it's the last time you can come over." I said, "I'm like, it's done. Like, don't do it anymore." And then he went Christmas recently in December. He went on vacation to Cuba, hooked up with some girls that he met, some women. Thought that was going to be the woman he married, because apparently that's what happens when you're really bad with women. You think everybody that pays attention to you is going to be your wife. And that didn't work out, and then he came back, and then I haven't seen him since. And then he 3 months ago messaged me and was like, said I was the reason why I haven't seen him. I was like, I've been at home sick. I've been on sick leave. Like, I'm not getting money. I'm on sick leave. And I said, you keep calling to my friends that they're all divorced. Well, a lot of people I know are getting divorced, or they just can't keep people because everybody's selfish and doesn't know what hard work is, and people who deserve somebody don't have, and people that have don't want, and it's just everything's changing to Doom's point. Like, everybody's just selfish today, and of the last friends I've had, I've kind of got rid of those too, and this is the social stuff I have in terms of that outside the family and those kind of things, but. This is what happens when we're not boomers. What do they call us, Doom?
We are not boomers? I thought we were boomers.
Are we boomers? I don't even know. I call you Doomer because I always think boomer and like you're a doomer, but
yeah, I'm a boomer with a D. They're like, what?
Doomer.
You have yeah. That turns into like, what do you identify as? Gets really weird. It's so weird that like having to take sensitivity classes like that. No, are we boomers? Are we like, well, what's Gen Z? Gen Z is like new, right? Gen Z.
Aren't we millennials?
Are we millennials? Okay, so 97 to 2012 is Gen Z. Millennials are 1981 to 96. So, okay, millennials also known as Gen Y.
Okay, I would be a millennial, but I'm not a typical millennial because all the millennials I know are all useless.
I get called grandpa a lot, old man. This is the way how I talk to people. Very, even my dad says, "Oh, son, you're an old soul." I go, "Yeah, my back hurts."
I've always been like that. I've always had those pains.
Yeah.
And Williams could be Sharky's father.
Yeah.
Well, Williams is older than all of us, right? So
that dude was around when the Model A came out. That's how old Ed Williams is.
But when I was 18, people thought I was 25. When I was 12 years old, they thought I was 18 because maybe not 18, but I was shaving since I was 12. So I've always had kind of like facial hair and a beard, and then it got to a point where I ended up with more facial hair than I have hair in my head. But I did have hair up to here at one point. I used to keep it up. I presume old Mike was bald with a beard at 12. That's pretty much it. I had short hair with a beard. Maybe not this thick, but this was the hardest part to grow right there. That's the hardest part to grow. My old man used to used to work in an electronic company with a business suit and all this stuff, and he used to have the Captain Hook mustache, and he used to take it and twirl it up with wax. And I don't know why he ever did that. I don't know why it was a thing then, but so he used to go and do that stuff, and then long story short, I think got fired because he was sick all the time. But it looks cool as hell. Well, in high school, I used to shave my beard. I used to put like 3 lines in. I used to have like 1 line here, 1 line. I was able to shave like all kinds of things. It really, really well with like a Bic razor. And I used to have all these funky beard things going on. And then I think I dyed my hair blue once, but I passed out from the chemicals. My mother grabbed me, threw me in the bathtub, washed it all out. Never did that again. I'm 33 and I grew a beard like Pikachu style. Very unlucky. Oh, man. The trick is this to keep shaving it. Even if you have 3 hairs, just keep shaving it. Do. Or if you want, Doom and I can like shave some off and mail it to you, and you could glue it on.
There you go. I'll give you some of my head hair too, so you can have a wig, Greta. A toupee, if you will.
A beard toupee.
Yeah. Dude, imagine Crota with hair. That'd be wild. He's got a comb over and a beard.
You'll send some
proud bald man.
He's gonna send you some butt hair, butt crumbs.
Nice, man. It's gonna be some dingleberries in there too. He's like, keep them for later. It's gonna be like it's gonna come in a package like when you buy seeds for your plants. Just a little container there. You just peel it up and just add some soil. Here you go. You got your seeds.
There you go.
Can I tell you a funny story about that? So I shaved my head a few years ago, like bald. Okay, like Mr. Clean bald. And I was at a recovery center. I was thinking about I was thinking about applying to go work there. My car was in the shop at the time. I had a female Uber driver. I get in there. She goes, I just like big, bald men. And it was just so off the cuff, 10 a.m. I had an hour-long interview. She goes, I just like chubby, bald men. So where are we going? You know what I mean? It's just like, that's not even hi, how are you? Just, I like big, chubby, bald men. I go, okay. Can I get another one, please? To go.
Did you leave your number?
No, she knew where I lived.
Well,
she could have came by any time.
No, it's not how it works, man. You got to invite.
She dropped me off. Just come on up.
I was at the beach bar with my girlfriend today, and these two young girls were all over me. She was like, "Nice." That's okay. Well, hold on a second. Can I tell them the story of what happened at Maxie's?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were at the grocery store, and we're driving.
You're reading people's comments.
We're reading people's comments on Doom's Twitch channel. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm in the living room with the kitchen there, and my wife is sitting on the couch there because we're renovating and the space is very limited. So my wife is right there. So she's always part of the streams. We were at the grocery store, and I wasn't having a good feel good day, and my body was hurting me, so I'm hunched over on the carriage and I'm pushing it down the aisle slowly, and she's lagging behind me, and she's like, "Ooh, I want that," and she points to it, and it's
I said, I need soap.
she says, "I need soap, but I want that one," and she points to it, and there's a French guy working there, and he's like a short little guy. He's like, how tall do you think he was? Like 5'5" or 5'6" or something? He turns around and he goes, "Oh, me?" Like he got super excited, and she was pointing at him, and she turns around and goes, my husband's right there," and he got he was all nervous and stuff because I just was laughing it off. I thought it was hysterical. Guy was probably shitting his pants, but those things happen to my wife all the time, but not me.
He goes, "I felt a baguette here in my pants."
No, they don't happen to me. What are you talking about?
Not me.
Maybe they do, and I don't realize it. I don't know. Bald man, beard, tattoos. Yeah, my wife's not allowed getting tattoos. She doesn't want them. So, 21 hours. Let's transition. We did some funny stories, but 21 hours and 49 minutes, about to be 50 minutes. How the hell have you been streaming so long?
You just sit here and you take the punishment.
Did you go poop at least?
Try to think if I did or not today.
Have you gone poop at least once in the 21 hours?
I think I did today.
Probably did. You can't have a good day without taking a poop, man.
I'm actually unsure. I think I did. I'm 90% sure I actually went today. Yeah, just water and
just water,
protein,
protein, and poop.
Yeah, water, protein, and poop. The WPP. The new. Oh man, if I was ever to make a tournament, I'd call it the WPP. And no one would know.
What? Oh man, water, poop. Listen. It's like the Mayo Cup stuff. I only called it Mayo Cups because I didn't know what to call the cups at the beginning, and it was like a gym meme or gym joke going around at the time. But if I had to take it seriously at the time, I probably would have came up with something. But it was mayonnaise. I don't even eat mayonnaise anymore. It's out of my diet completely.
Oh man, that's a shame.
No mayonnaise for me. Not good for you, anyways.
No, a lot of things aren't good for you. People that do grilled cheese. What was I watching? Grilled cheese, and people put mayonnaise instead of butter on it.
Oh,
I was watching a chef do that.
No, you got to use real butter, man. Real butter is good for you. I actually asked that question today on X. I said, who still eats grilled cheese sandwiches? And I got a bunch of freaking responses for that kind of stuff. Anyways, Doom, I don't think that guy's coming.
Maybe he went out for a pack of smokes like my mom did. Maybe just a long line.
For 3 hours.
14 years. It could be. It was a Black Friday deal. It was a long line.
It was a long line. I appreciate you having me on and having this chat, and I'll leave you to it with the boys. How long are you planning on going for? 3 more hours?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we do.
And maybe we'll do some more in the future. I wouldn't mind doing more of these with you and other people. And, it's fun. Podcast Mike and Doom. Doom's always welcome. We can do Call to Arms and then do some Warcraft 3 / variety podcasting stuff. If and when I get my office made downstairs here, and hopefully, that's during the year. I want to revive the Mr. Mike Show podcast, bring back the success I had with it. But we'll have some guys on. Why not? It'll be fun. Mr. Doomer,
Mr. Mike, sir,
Doomer, and gentlemen and ladies who are here, the Doomer fan club. I wish you guys a good night. I don't think I'm going to be playing anything. I might jump in voice chat and play some stuff after, but I'm going to go stretch my legs. I'm going to go get another coffee. I drink coffee at 10 p.m. I do. I like it. I could drink a whole pot of it and go to bed. Do nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. Although I've been better. I generally don't drink that much.
that's a movie. Doom should play a character back in action.
Oh, God. Action.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
In here. Yeah. I know. I subbed my tongue. I went.
All right, guys. Let me go, and I'll speak to you soon. And then tomorrow for a round, we'll get some ATR action. So should be good.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the channel.